1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The Prime Minister says that an insurance cover for artists is the best price for them. It has been emphasized the need of a new constitution suited for the country. There's a surge in dengue cases in the country. New members appointed to Committee on Parliamentary Business. Foreign news, President Zelensky hits back at Biden comments. News in detail now. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says the best prize to be presented to the artists is a free insurance scheme on medical aid and accidents. Participating in a ceremony held at the Temple Trees yesterday, he said that this insurance scheme is a giant measure commenced by the artistic field on behalf of all artists in the country. The ceremony was organized in connection with the launching of an official website of the State Ministry of Promotion of National Heritage, Performing Arts and Rural Artists. The Prime Minister presented the insurance deeds for the artists. He said that the artists have faced many difficulties due to the COVID pandemic, and the government has paid attention to them. The Prime Minister also stated that the artists have given more values to the artistic field than their lives. Today is the third and final day of the adjournment debate on the President's policy statement. Beginning the debate, Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva said that there is a request from the society for an electoral system without a preferential voting system. Accordingly, the President will take measures to introduce a new constitution suited for the country. The government has taken various measures on behalf of the education and agricultural sector in the country. A large number of draft bills were introduced to safeguard the rights of labour. The COVID vaccination program is being carried out in the island successfully. Parliamentarian Hesha Vitanage requested the government to take measures to fulfill the basic needs of the general public. During the last 2 years, a large quantity of loans have been taken. He also stated that the government is reluctant to go to the IMF due to not acting in a transparent manner. Minister M.S. Chandrasena said that the government has provided jobs for 100,000 graduates. Meanwhile, the South Korean National Assembly Speaker Park Byung-seok arrived at the parliament today. The delegation was welcomed by the Speaker Mahindayapa Abeyewardena. The COVID booster vaccine doses have been given to more than 4.8 million people in the country. Meanwhile, the epidemiology unit says that the number of COVID cases has exceeded to 599,000. Out of this number, more than 568,000 have recovered. The health sector warns that there is an increase in the daily infected corona cases in the country. More than 800 COVID cases have been reported yesterday. The doctors requested the public to obtain the booster dose without delay. Meanwhile, the National Dengue Eradication Unit said that there is a vast spread in dengue cases in the country. During last month, nearly 5,000 dengue patients have been identified and 50% of the cases have been reported from the Western Province. New members have been appointed to serve in the Committee on Parliamentary Business in terms of the provisions of Standing Order 115 of the Parliament and a motion agreed to by the Parliament. This was announced in the House yesterday by the Speaker Mahindayapa Abeyewardena. Accordingly, the Deputy Speaker, the Deputy Chairperson of Committees, the Leader of the House of Parliament, the Leader of the Opposition, the Chief Government Whip, the Chief Opposition Whip, and 21 other members were appointed as members of this committee chaired by the Speaker. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Further hearing of the case against MP Partli Champikaranawaka over the alleged hit-and-run case in Rajagiriya in 2016 has been fixed for February 18th. The lawmaker appeared before the Colombo High Court this morning. The parliamentarian is accused of concealing and fabricating evidence in relation to the 2016 road accident in Rajagiriya, which resulted in serious injuries to a youth. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
A A research on glass technology in the country will commence soon. Director General of Archaeology, Senior Professor Anura Manatunga, said that this program will be conducted with the support of a team of archaeologists from Germany. The research activities will be conducted in Kurunegala, Giribada area. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The program Sayura Rakina Ranla was commenced this morning. The aim of this program is to clean the coastal belt of the Galle district in a single day. The program is being implemented by the State Ministry of Marine Environment Protection Authority. The program is being carried out in 29 places of the coastal belt in the district. It will also enhance the tourism sector in the country. And that was Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
In the headlines, Ukraine President Zelensky hits back at Biden comments. UNSC holds emergency meeting in North Korea missiles. Japan, France agree to boost security cooperation. World news in detail now. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has hit back at comments made by his US counterpart Joe Biden about a minor incursion by Russia into his country. Mr. Biden had suggested that a minor attack might bring a weaker response from the US and its allies. But Mr. Zelensky tweeted, "There are no minor incursions, just as there are no minor casualties and little grief from the loss of loved ones. Russia has more than 100,000 troops near the border but denies planning an invasion." President Vladimir Putin made a series of demands to the West, insisting Ukraine should never be allowed to join NATO and that the defensive alliance abandons military activity in Eastern Europe. The United Nations Security Council has held an emergency meeting to discuss how to respond to North Korea's recent ballistic missile launches. The closed-door meeting took place yesterday. The United States, Britain and France are among the countries that requested it. North Korea has fired missiles towards the Sea of Japan on 4 occasions since the beginning of this year. 6 missiles in total were launched. Pyongyang has said that it fired hypersonic missiles and tactical guided missiles. Before the meeting, U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield read a joint statement issued by 7 Security Council members and Japan. The Foreign Affairs and Defense Ministries of Japan and France have agreed to bolster bilateral security cooperation and also apparently oppose China's unilateral attempts to change the status quo in East and South China Seas. Japanese Foreign Minister Hayashi Yoshimasa and Defense Minister Kishi Nobuo held an online meeting with the French counterparts Jean-Luc Drian and Florence Parly yesterday. The ministers compiled a joint statement on their agreements. Back to the headlines of the world news. Ukraine President Zelensky hits back at Biden comments. UNSC holds emergency meeting on North Korea missiles. Japan, France agree to boost security cooperation. And that ends world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take coal out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Infrastructure facilities of 7 identified railway stations in the upcountry and coastal line will be developed. Deputy Director of the Ministry of Transport Chaminda Punchibandara said that the development activities will be carried out to promote tourism. Another objective of this move is to strengthen the economy of the country. The program is being initiated by the Tourism and Transport Ministries, and that was Development News.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Sports news, it's cricket. T20 Cricket World Cup Championship Tournament for 2022 will be held in Australia. The match is scheduled to begin on the 18th of October this year. The first match will be played between Sri Lanka and Namibia in Geelong. 4 teams will be qualified at the first round for the Super 12 rounds. The Super 12 round will begin on the 22nd of October. A 5-team formed National Super League NSL limited over cricket tournament will be worked off from January 24th. The tournament, which will be conducted by the Sri Lanka Cricket, is going to be more competitive as national players are among these teams. The NSL, contested by 5 teams, Colombo, Galle, Jaffna, Dambula and Kandy, will commence first with the limited overs matches 50 overs played twice on a round-robin basis. And that was Sports News.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
National Assembly of South Korea's Speaker Park Myeon-seok said the South Korean government will support efforts to promote job creation, vocational training and investment opportunities. He made these remarks when he met President Gotabaya Rajapaksa at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. The President said there is ample scope for investment opportunities in Sri Lanka due to its strategic location in the region and requested Mr. Park Myeon-seok to encourage leading Korean companies to explore investment opportunities. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Local canned fish production has been increased. The government has taken measures to form Mannar District as the headquarters of the seafood production. Measures will also be taken to increase local fish production in the country. And that was Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The Weather Report.
There was ground frost in some places in the Nuwara district in the early hours this morning, and mainly fair weather will prevail over most parts of the island. That was the weather report, and back to the headlines of this news broadcast. The Prime Minister says that an insurance cover for artists is the best price for them. It has been emphasised the need of a new constitution suited for the country. There's a surge in dengue cases in the country. New members appointed to Committee on Parliamentary Business. Foreign news, President Zelensky hits back at Biden comments. And with that, we end this news broadcast.